with more on the housing market is Tanya Marchiol. She's live from Phoenix, Arizona, and Tanya is the CEO of Team Investments. Thanks for joining us again, Tanya.
Thanks for having me.
Well, as we said, housing prices are up 7.7% in the year to June from 2012. What's driving these increases?
Well, there's a lot of good housing data out right now. When you look at housing prices, yes, they've gone up. But you look at existing home sales, which also came out last week, and it's up 6.5% from last month, 17% from last year. So it's really a supply and demand type of thing. The supply for houses in the United States is down to 2007 levels. So we don't have a ton of houses on the market, but there is enough that prices are going up. People are buying. That's what existing home sales show us. And that's a good thing for housing. It's a very stable market.
Mortgage rates have been relatively stable at historic lows, but they have been creeping up lately. How is that affecting the market?
Well, we'll see coming up in this next round of data if it affected buyers. I truly don't think it will affect buyers as much as it did the refinance boom. People who wanted to refinance are pretty much done. That boom is over. And even Wells Fargo is laying off refinance mortgage people because they just don't have enough business. But with that little tick in interest rate, what we really need to understand is it doesn't affect buyers as much. If a buyer was buying a $260,000 home and the interest rate goes up 0.5%, it really just drops that buy price down to $250,000. That can be negotiated out of a deal. Now, when we hit 6%, that $260,000 home goes all the way down to $180,000. Now there's a discrepancy in what you can buy.
Well, housing starts rose in July, but at a slower pace than expected. The 5.9% rise in housing starts left the level of starts below the 1 million unit rate that Wall Street had been looking for. What's your take on the new construction market?
I think that was a disappointing number. Even though it's a little bit higher, that's a disappointing number because we do want to see builders come back to the market. When builders come back to the market, that creates jobs. And when jobs are created, obviously that turns around and goes back into housing and renters and everything else. So the fact that that number was low was disappointing, but I do think that it's stable. When we see those big upswings like you're seeing in London, that's when it gets a little bit scarier, like we did in 2006 and 2007, because it does mean that it's unsustainable. And we need sustainable housing. We need good rental incomes, which we have right now. We have a lot of investors in this market. Another little bit scary thing is the personal family home buyers really aren't or the first-time home buyers aren't in this market as much as they were. We like to see 40%. They're at about 30%, but you have to analyze that correctly. Those are people that were really put on probation because they either bought and short sold or foreclosed. Those people will be coming back to the market, and they're not sitting on the sidelines by choice. It is still less expensive to buy than it is to rent. They are going to come back as soon as they possibly can.
Tanya, very quickly, existing home sales almost at a 4-year high. What is your take on that? Is the housing market recovery fully underway?
It is stable, and that's a good thing. It is fully underway. We are seeing a lot of hedge funds come in and purchase homes as rentals, but that's really okay. That's driving that market up a little bit, and they have a plan. And I tell all of my investors, when the hedge funds start to come in and buy, there's no reason to reinvent the wheel. You really just follow their train. So buying, holding, renting, and turning around in 10+ years and selling is really where you're going to make your money. That's that mailbox money that comes in, and then your appreciation is just gravy.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your insights. Tanya Marchiol, CEO of Team Investments, joining us live from Phoenix, Arizona.